There's a version of this you already know. You say something and people just move on. You share an opinion and someone talks right over you like you didn't speak. You're in the room, you're part of the conversation, but somehow you feel like background noise. And the worst part isn't that it happens. The worst part is nobody tells you why. They're not going to sit you down and say, hey, this is what you're doing that makes people treat you like you don't matter. They just quietly stop taking you seriously. And you're left wondering what's wrong without ever getting the answer. That's what this video is. The honest answer nobody gave you. These aren't personality flaws. These aren't things you were born with. These are habits, patterns, things you learned somewhere along the way that made sense at the time but are costing you every single day. And once you see them, you cannot unsee them. So let's get into it. Number 1, you apologize for things that don't need an apology. Sorry to bother you. Sorry, this might be a dumb question. Sorry, I just think, and then you shrink whatever you were about to say. Most people do this without even noticing. It's automatic. It feels polite. But here's what it actually communicates to everyone around you. I'm not sure I'm allowed to take up space here. And when you signal that, people believe you. They start treating you accordingly. Respect is not given to people who apologize for existing. It goes to people who enter a conversation like they belong there. Because they do. You belong in every room you walk into. Start acting like it. Drop the sorry. Say what you mean from the jump. Number 2, you change your opinion the second someone pushes back. This one is huge. You say something, someone disagrees, and instead of holding your ground, you immediately go, oh yeah, I mean, you're probably right. I didn't really think about it like that. And just like that, your credibility drops. Because here's what people read when you fold that fast. They read that you didn't actually believe what you said. You were just saying something. And if you don't believe yourself, why would anyone else? You're allowed to disagree. You're allowed to say, I hear you, but I still think differently. Changing your mind because of a good argument is growth. Changing your mind because someone raised their voice or pushed back hard is weakness. People respect the man or woman who can stand in the fire of disagreement and not flinch. Number 3, you are always available. For everyone. About everything. Whenever someone needs something, you're there. Instantly. No hesitation. And on the surface, that sounds like a good thing. But think about how you treat things that are always available to you. The tap in your kitchen. The air you breathe. You don't value them the way you value something rare. People work the same way. When you're always there, always free, always ready to drop everything the second someone calls, you accidentally train the people around you to see you as ordinary, as something they can access any time without thinking twice. Your time needs to mean something. Your presence needs to have weight. Not because you're playing games, but because you actually have a life that matters and you treat it like it does. Number 4, you explain yourself too much. Someone questions a decision you made and you launch into a full breakdown of your reasoning. Someone seems slightly annoyed and you immediately start justifying everything you said. You leave voicemails that are 3 minutes long when 30 seconds would do. Bro, stop. Over-explaining is anxiety wearing a polite costume, and people feel it. What it says underneath all those words is, I need you to approve of me. I can't handle it if you don't agree. I don't fully trust my own decisions, so I'm going to talk until you validate them. Confident people don't explain themselves unprompted. They make a call. They stand behind it. And if it was wrong, they own it quietly and move forward. That's what earns respect, not the justification, the ownership. Number 5, you let things slide to keep the peace. Someone crosses a line, says something that wasn't okay, treats you in a way that didn't sit right, and you let it go, not because you've genuinely processed it and moved on, but because saying something felt too uncomfortable, too risky, too much. And so the line moves, and the next time, it moves again. And slowly, without anyone making a dramatic decision about it, people figure out that there are no real consequences to treating you poorly. Boundaries don't have to be loud. They don't have to be confrontational or dramatic. But they have to exist. And they have to mean something when crossed. The moment you calmly and clearly communicate that something isn't okay with you, the entire dynamic changes. People don't respect those they can walk through. They respect those who have walls. Number 6, you need permission before you trust yourself. Before you make a decision, you poll everyone around you. Before you share an opinion, you read the room to figure out what answer will go over well. You outsource your confidence to other people and then wonder why you feel empty when they're not around. Here's the pattern. People who constantly seek reassurance before acting are subconsciously telling everyone they interact with, I don't trust myself. And if you don't trust yourself, there is no logical reason for anyone else to. Confidence is not the absence of doubt. It's the decision to move despite it. The most respected people in any room are not the ones who never feel uncertain. They're the ones who act anyway. Your gut has been right more times than you've given it credit for. Start backing it. Number 7, and this is the deepest one on this list. You treat yourself like you're negotiable. You accept less than you wanted and call it being flexible. You shrink your goals because you're worried what people will think if you fail publicly. You've gotten so used to making yourself smaller in conversations, in relationships, at work, in life, that it doesn't even feel like shrinking anymore. It just feels normal. But other people feel it. They might not be able to name it, but they sense it. They sense the gap between who you're presenting and who you actually are. And that gap is where respect goes to die. The version of you that doesn't apologize for having standards, that doesn't fold under pressure, that doesn't disappear to make other people comfortable. That version of you doesn't need to fight for respect. It just carries it naturally. Because you can't demand respect from the outside while quietly telling yourself you don't deserve it on the inside. It starts there. It has always started there. So look, run back through this list honestly, not to beat yourself up about it, but just to see, because awareness is the first move. You can't fix something you can't see. And if even 2 or 3 of these landed for you, that's not a coincidence. That's information. Pick the one that hit hardest and make one real change this week. Just one. Then drop it in the comments below. I want to know which number stopped you. And if this video found you at the right time, stay here. The next one goes even deeper into the mindset shifts that change how every room treats you. You'll want to see that.